This is Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
This is Kyle Juszczyk, and you're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, sweeps to his right, gets to the 20. He's in the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks the third tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst breaking tackle after tackle, sweeps down the sideline, throws off bodies like clothes after a marathon.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in post, and it's good! Touchdown! Touchdown, 49ers!
It is second down. Ryan takes the snap, throws the slant to the left side. It's Russell, intercepted! The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption! Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown! No greater redemption!
San Francisco 49ers, we can do whatever we want.
Click, click, boom! What's going on, faithfuls? It's your boys, Mike and Tony, and guys, we are here to bring you a quick impromptu show. Normally, this show is called The Ride Along, and this is exclusive on Patreon, where I capture Tony on his work day, either heading to work, coming in from work, or on the job sometimes, and I just get his thoughts. So I'm not going to do a lot of talking. Tony, what's going on, big dog? How you feeling?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Listen, man, I'm having a lot of fun. I just wrapped up a Patreon over there. We're going to give the people a little sneak peek right here. We don't normally discuss the things how we're about to do, but I'm going to go ahead and throw a little spinning here. On Patreon, I mentioned that you got mad at me today, man. I told him, I said, my guy Tony got a little upset about something that I said I thought was pretty dope. And he was like, Mike, what the hell are you talking about? What's dope about that? It's disrespectful to the 49ers or something like that. You were a little upset. So I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it right now. And then I want you to tell the people why it bothered you so much that I thought it was so dope. Okay?
When you play, I'm not going to have to say anything.
Well, we'll see if they agree with you then, all right?
All
right, let's see if they agree. So this is what made its way to our group chat, guys. And look, here it is.
That is, if you're a Bay Area fan, that is flat out disrespectful.
What the hell was disrespectful about that, bro? I just didn't get it, man. I didn't understand.
First of all, do you know what show that is?
It looks like Full House. It's called Packed House.
It's Full House, and
which is recorded
Bob
in San Francisco.
Saget, everybody in Full House were diehard Niner fans.
Yes, they were. They were all Niner fans. I remember seeing Bob Saget in the starter jacket. I remember.
All right, so now you're gonna come out and make a stupid
Uncle Jesse with the hat,
stupid dumbass video about the Packers. That's disrespectful, bro.
Why'd you get mad at me for saying I thought it was cool? I thought it was clever.
No, I didn't get mad at you. I'm just saying it's disrespectful. Like these fans. What are people saying in the chat?
You were like, "Oh yeah, they deserve an Emmy for that," or something like that. You said
absolutely,
so far,
they deserve.
They said LOL, laughing my ass off, and they said Full House. They haven't said anything. I want to know whose side they are on this. I thought this was clever. I thought it was cool. But talk to me about the fans and why it bothers you so much.
All right, listen, I'm going to start with this, right? Well, first of all, that bothered me because it's a Bay Area show. It's all about the 49ers and the local teams, which, it is what it is. They're from the Bay Area. They're going to support those teams. They're going to push those teams in their programs. that it is what it is. And for another outside team to come in and just say, screw that, we're going to do a Packers one. That's disrespectful to me, in my eyes, the way I see it. But I honestly think, and I'm gonna say this, I think the Green Bay Packers are a very dangerous team. You said you thought Tampa and Detroit were very dangerous.
I think they're more dangerous than the Packers, yes.
I agree. I think Green Bay is more dangerous than both of them, and I'm going to tell you why. Take it back to the Super Bowl year. This team was the same team that the Green Bay Packers were today. They had nothing to lose. They played the wild card all the way to the Super Bowl, and they won their way to the Super Bowl. This is a dangerous team.
Are you talking about 2019 49ers? Are the same as the Packers right now?
I'm saying they came in as wild cards.
That's it. That's the only thing they got in common. That's it.
Well, Mike, I don't give a shit what anyone says.
3 years.
I got to explain something to you, and this is what you're not understanding. A good team, a dangerous team right now, a hot team that's on a streak is more dangerous than a good team, in my opinion, in the playoffs. Because guess what? It resets to 0-0, no wins, no losses, win or go home, put your shit on the field, let it all out, and see who wins. I think the Niners are going to win, but I just think that this team is going to, and this game is going to be a lot more closer than what some people are saying.
Can I ask you a question? An honest
question. Go ahead.
If they played the Lions, don't tell me who you think would win. Do you think the score is as one-sided where it was a 3-score lead in the fourth quarter for the Packers? If they played the Lions in round one instead of playing the Packers. I mean, instead of playing the Cowboys.
If the Packers played the Lions?
If the Packers played the Lions in round one instead of playing the Cowboys, do you think that in the fourth quarter, the Packers would have had a 3-score lead?
I'm not 100% sure because Goff could become flaky with turnovers. I think Goff's a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. Don't do that. Why can't I do it?
No. I said so can Dak. I was agreeing with you. With you.
They're both the same, but it just seems that Jared Goff has been more consistent than Dak, especially in the playoffs. So that's a tough evaluation as far as from what I'm seeing. But I do think, and it's sad to say this, I do think that offense in Detroit is a lot more well-rounded and well-balanced than a Dallas Cowboy offense is.
Okay. All right. Let me ask this question a different way because I respect that opinion. Do you think that the way they dominated that Cowboys game has you more afraid of anything than anything else? Because this is not a good team, Tony. I'm sorry. I got to be honest. They had a great game. This is a below average team that had a great game at the perfect time. It surprised everybody.
They're a below average team, right? But they're playing with nothing to lose for. They're playing for nothing to. There's nothing to lose for this team. Their backs are against the wall. They're fighting. They don't care. They just had a dominant performance against the Dallas Cowboys. Their heads are big. Their emotions are high, and they're playing that role as like, shit, it's us against the world. That's a dangerous mentality to go in and face.
That's exactly why I have the. That's exactly why I have the Lions and the Buccaneers ahead of them because they both play with that mentality. We saw Dan Campbell go for it on fourth down. I mean, on a 2-point conversion 4 times in a row. He said, "Fuck overtime. I'm going for the win right now." This is week 18. It's week 18. Mm-hmm. He didn't care. Successful the first time they threw a flag. Unsuccessful the next 2 times. One time didn't work in their favor. The other time it did. And then the last time he missed it. Right? Like it was back to back to back to back. Like at some point, reality had to set in Dan Campbell's head and say, "Yo, this is a sign from the football gods. Let me just send this thing to overtime." He didn't care. Dan Campbell is the most dangerous coach left in the entire postseason. I don't care if it's AFC or NFC. This guy plays off of pure emotions. If he feels like we earned to be where we are right now in this very moment, he's going to go for it. That's how he's wired. The Packers aren't
coaching
that. They just happen to go up against.
Coaching standpoint, I agree with you. I agree with you with the coaching standpoint. But what I'm saying is you got to look at how this team just won. and how they got into the playoffs. They had to win to get into the playoffs. If they lost, they were done. So
Yes.
there's momentum. There's momentum. There's belief. There's confidence. There's swagger. There's a lot behind the Green Bay Packers. Again, I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm saying it's going to be a lot closer than what people, not you, but what people think it's going to be. Okay,
they have nothing. You can say me. I got the Niners by 16. I'm okay with that.
If they win by 16, I don't know. But
then you buy me some wings.
I'm just gonna be honest with you, Mike. This team scares the shit out of me because I'm just gonna tell you why. Okay, there's a lot. This offense. There's a lot of variations to this offense, right? And I'm sure as shit with LaFleur, and you got to realize LaFleur's a little fucking prick. Okay, he's a little spiteful, evil son of a bitch. Last night at work, it was slow. I watched his presser. He's a little arrogant piece of shit, that guy. Okay, he's really arrogant. Like, he's like, I don't understand why you guys are making this big deal about Love being under center. It's what I want him to do. Like, there's a lot of arrogance, and that is what's scaring me because they know there's no pressure on them. The 49ers have more pressure on them right now. They're expected to win.
No.
Yes.
I vehemently, I can't even say the word right now. I disagree wholeheartedly.
How can you disagree when they're the 1 seed and they're the 7 seed? Who's more pressure to win, the 1 seed or the 7 seed? Come on, Mike. Don't do that.
The 1.
The Niners are the 1 seed.
Pressure.
There's more pressure on the Niners to beat this team than it is for the 7 seed to beat a 1 seed. Don't do that.
I disagree, and I'm gonna tell you why.
I don't understand how you can say that. But okay.
I'm gonna tell you, and you're gonna agree with me. Watch. Pressure and expectations are the same, are not the same. The expectation is that the Niners go out there and beat this team. The expectation is that the Niners have the better roster. The expectation is that the Niners have the better coaching staff. The expectation is that the Niners are better rested. The expectation is that the Niners are the home team and not traveling, right? But that doesn't mean pressure. Pressure is
sure it does.
You don't. No. It's the exact opposite.
Wait a second. Wait a second. How are you going to sit here and say with everything that you just said? You, according to what you just said, what just came out of your mouth, was they are expected to win this game.
Yeah. Which is the opposite.
How is that not pressure? How is that not pressure?
Because Tony, the Niners right now in an unideal world, that team shows up overlooking the Packers. That's why.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Wait. Hear me out. If it was pressure, these guys come in over-motivated, hyper-focused. That's pressure. Yo, we don't stand a chance. We got to beat these guys. That's pressure. That's applying pressure. Right now, we're expected to win, and they're over. This team can't fuck with us.
And if they lose, what do you say?
Be on the field with us.
If they lose, what do you say? What do you say? What do you say?
I say they overlooked this team, and they
crumbled under pressure. They crumbled.
Wrong.
They shit the bed.
Tony, nobody says that.
No, I see it different than you, Mike.
When there's an upset like the Packers over the Cowboys, no one saw it coming. Everyone said the Cowboys overlooked the Packers. They don't say, oh, they couldn't handle the pressure. No one said that. It was never about pressure with the Cowboys losing. It was they took for granted the opportunity. I think pressure and expectations are two different things. We expect the Niners to go out there and easily win this game.
See, I see it different because there's a lot more context than what you're just saying. There's a lot more involved in this. There's a major twist in this. There's cap economics. There's roster building. There's decisions that are going to have to be made. There's a decision that's going to be coming up on who's going to be the first piece that's going to leave this nucleus. There is a lot of pressure on this team. It might not be seen by you in your eyes, but I'm telling you, this nucleus is not going to stay together much longer. So this team has the pressure on it to win and win now. This door is open right now, and it's right for this opportunity. That, in my opinion, equals pressure. They have to come out and perform, right? Because what is it? Super Bowl or bust. If you're going to say Super Bowl or bust, that equals what?
That equals expectations. That's not pressure.
No, but It could be expectation, but if you failed, then you failed under pressure. You couldn't win the big game. That's pressure. I'm telling you, Mike. You put a poll out.
I'm going to let you know right now. The chat is agreeing with you. Let me just be clear. So I'm not like.
I would hope so because it makes sense.
It does.
It's
but
pressure.
I think you're not quite understanding the difference between pressure and expectations, right? If the Niners were to play, who was the worst team in the NFL this year?
I don't know.
The Giants. Oh, the Giants. If the Niners healthy play the healthy Giants, the expectation is that the Niners blow them out. Do you think the Niners feel pressure going into that game, Tony?
Sure, but you're talking about a regular season game. Expectation is you're expected to win that game. This is win or go home. Expectations becomes null and void, and now it turns into pressure. In order to get your goal and your quote-unquote reach your expectations, you have to win. So it immediately flips from expectation to pressure. Because newsflash, if you don't win this game, bye-bye.
I see that.
There's no mulligans, Mike. This isn't Madden.
I'm looking at team versus team. You're looking at what's on the line, the stakes. So that's why we're on opposite ends of this argument. So I will digress. I will agree with what you're saying. I completely understand what you're saying. We're looking at it two different ways. I'm looking at a team versus team. You're looking at it.
Fuck the team. Fuck the team. This is 0-0. No one. It's 0-0. They don't have no wins or losses. It's done. This is a fresh slate. Now expectations in the regular season, Niners should beat Green Bay. No problem. Guess what? The expectation switches because you're in the tournament. And it's not best of 5 or best of 7. It's win or go home. So now that expectation flips right to pressure. And if they lose this game, it's Kyle's fault. He can't handle the big game. That's all pressure. That's not expectation.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I can accept what you're saying. I get the difference in what you're saying, so I won't argue against that.
Now the difference is this team is the more experienced team. So what that tells me is that takes the step up to an even more pressureful situation because this team's been there. That Green Bay Packer team with Love under center has not.
They haven't done anything. So let me ask you this question. And now I'm going to test your homerism on the spot right here in front of everybody. Who has more pressure on them? Jordan Love, who everybody's been saying is better than Brock Purdy, or Brock Purdy? Which quarterback has more pressure on them?
Brock Purdy.
Oh, get the fuck out of it. You see, this is oh my God.
How is it not Brock Purdy?
How does Mr. Irrelevant have more pressure on him to outperform a guy who was a first-round pick, Tony? And see, this is why this doesn't make any sense to me.
Can I ask you a question?
Please do.
What's his first name? Jared?
Jared Goff?
No, what's Love's first name? Jordan?
Jordan, you disrespectful ass. It's Jordan, bro. Like Michael.
Was Jordan Love ever in consideration of the MVP award?
No.
Was Brock Purdy?
According to some, yes.
According to all, Mike, stop.
I said
if he didn't have that game versus the Ravens,
you can say that if you want. I don't believe that the voters ever took Brock Purdy serious as an MVP candidate. Not for 1 second. I understand what the Niners fan base was saying. I understand what some people were saying that he should be included in MVP talks. I don't think the voters ever want. Brock Purdy does nothing special. There's not a single thing that Brock Purdy physically does that's special. And in my eyes, he will never win an MVP vote, especially when he's on a loaded team. Listen to me.
Thank you. That's a good segue.
Wait.
That's a good segue. Hold on. That's a good segue. You said a loaded team. So you tell me who has more pressure on him.
Out of the two quarterbacks?
Yeah,
I think there's more pressure on Love to show why he's the number one pick versus Brock Purdy, who's Mr. Irrelevant.
So fuck the draft capital because that's 2 and 4 years ago. That's done. You had a first-round pick that sat for over 3 years, and you had to give him a new contract because you voided his opt-out, and you voided his fifth-year extension and gave him a brand new deal at $20 million a year to see if he could sink or swim. That's out the window. You have a guy with a Hall of Fame a potential Hall of Fame tight end, a potential Hall of Fame running back, a potential Hall of Fame left tackle. You have a guy with big names, top-notch athletes at their position at the highest level of competition, and you're telling me Brock Purdy doesn't have more pressure?
You're arguing for me. You're arguing for
That's ridiculous.
No,
I'm not.
Everything you just said is precisely why Brock Purdy doesn't have the pressure on him that Jordan Love has on him.
Mike, if he can't make the throws, what are you talking about? If he can't make the throws and he can't make the... I disagree. I put it in the... Ask the chat. Ask the chat.
Let me tell you. Let me give you my rebut to what you just said. Let me give you my rebut to what you just said. You sat here and named all of these all-pro positions and Pro Bowlers that Brock Purdy has to use, right? That's why you go out there and get a Mr. Irrelevant on a team that's that stacked. Right? They don't have all of that over there in Green Bay. So they need their their first round draft pick quarterback to elevate everybody else. That means the pressure is on the first round draft pick.
Time out. Now I'm going to rebut you.
No, wait. Let me finish.
Because you're looking at it wrong. You're looking at it as an investment in the franchise going forward. I'm looking at it in this game. This game, Brock Purdy has more pressure on him than Jordan Love could ever have.
Not possible. It's not possible.
I disagree.
Brock Purdy's on the stacked team. Brock Purdy's got the number 4 overall defense. Brock Purdy's got the league leading rusher. He's got the rushing crown. Brock Purdy has not 1 but 2 all-pro or alternate wide receivers. He's got the best left tackle in the game. He's got the best tight end in the game.
But what happened last year when Brock Purdy got hurt? They couldn't fucking move the ball 5 yards.
But so what? He's still Mr. Irrelevant. He's still a 7th-round pick. Listen to me. My point is that the expectation is for Brock to be carried by the team, which is why he won't get those MVP votes. The expectation for Jordan Love is for him to elevate the play of those second-year guys all around him on that offense. The pressure is on Love to perform, not Brock Purdy. Because everybody in the NFL that watches it, the media and all that, everybody who's not a 49ers fan, they all say Brock Purdy just has to be an average quarterback in order for this team to win.
And what happens if he's not, though? This is the part that you're not missing.
No. What happens if he's not average? That's what you're asking.
What happens if he can't? What happens if he comes out and has a bad game today? He faltered under pressure. So that means he couldn't handle the pressure of the game. I'm not saying he is. We're asking a question on who has more pressure. 7 seed playing with nothing to lose. Granted, he was a first-round pick, but that's irrelevant in this conversation right now. We're talking about tomorrow's game and tomorrow's game only. Okay? He has the minimal he don't have no Pro Bowlers on that team, on that offense. 0. You have Brock Purdy with all these guys that are all alternates, all pros, starters, whatever. And if he doesn't have a successful game, and if he's off and he's cold and he's making bad throws, that tells me he faltered under the pressure. Therefore, if I'm saying he faltered under the pressure, he had more pressure on him, knowing that he's the 1 seed, knowing that he's the favorite to rep the NFC in the Super Bowl, knowing that he has that defense, knowing that he has a mastermind as a play caller. Those are all pressure elements that are applied to the key cog of your offense. If your quarterback shits the bed, I don't give a fuck if you have Jim Brown, Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, and Michael Irvin as your top 3 wide receivers. You're not doing nothing.
While I hear what you're saying, that still doesn't answer which one of the guys has more pressure on them. Tony,
how is it not more for Brock Purdy when he has more around it? If he fails, this is solely on Brock Purdy.
That's not true. That's not true. Listen to me. Brock Purdy can go out here and throw for 300 yards, but the Niners have 6 fumbles, and no one's going to blame Brock Purdy for that loss. No one's going to blame him for the loss. If the same thing would happen to Jordan Love, they're going to be like, yeah, that was the number 1 pick, though. That was the first round pick, not number 1. I'm sorry. That was the first round pick that they traded up to acquire. There's more pressure on him to make the team around him better. That's all I'm trying to say. Jordan Love has more pressure on him than Brock Purdy will have in this game. The team
I see it different.
I'm submitting to you in our original argument. The team, the 49ers, have more pressure on them to win this game once you explained the stakes and not just a straight up game. Once you explain that, I'm with you now. I'm with you. I'm giving you that.
I see it different.
As far as the quarterbacks go, Brock Purdy is not expected to make anybody better. His job is minimal.
Oh my God,
3-step drop.
Crazy.
3-step drop, throw it to the left hash mark, and let Debo do the rest. He's the Yak King for a reason. 5-step drop, throw it to the right hash, let George Kittle do the thing against the weak middle of the field defense of the Packers. That's Brock Purdy's expectations. Jordan Love, on the other hand, has to elude the pressure of Nick Bosa, elude the pressure of Eric Armstead, elude the pressure of Javon Hargrave, elude the pressure of a Chase Young, make a play off his back foot. Every single highlight that they show of Jordan Love this week, I swear to God, Tony, I've only seen one where his feet are set. Everything is him throwing off his back foot. Everything is him throwing off balance, a sidearm, some bullshit. This is what the expectations are for him. That's why he's got more pressure on him. They expect him to make a play when there is no play to be made. Nobody, not a single person watching this game that is not a 49er fan expects Brock Purdy to make a play when there's no play there.
I disagree because he's done it in the season. So how can you say there's no expectation?
Because you're a Niners fan and you've seen him do it in the season. I'm talking
Mike,
about
that's
everybody
ridiculous,
else.
bro. Stop, man. Come on. Don't say that.
No.
You're telling me, wait, hold on. You're telling me you removed the Niners shirt off your chest, right? You removed that shirt. As a football fan, you never seen Brock Purdy put a fucking play on his shoulders, create extra time to get a receiver open and make a throw?
Everybody's got highlights, bro. Jamarcus Russell has a highlight reel out there.
Okay, so now if you're saying he has a highlight, that means it's a big play, and therefore it was created by him. So you just contradicted yourself.
I'm not contradicting anything. I'm telling you that everybody's made plays before. That doesn't mean that that's the expectation. That doesn't mean that that's where the pressure comes from. The pressure doesn't come from whether or not you can make a big play. Everybody in the NFL can make a big play, except AJ Jenkins. He's the only guy that I know that didn't make a big play. Everybody in the NFL can make a big play.
I disagree. I think there's more pressure in this game for Brock Purdy than there ever could be for Jordan Love.
We got a super chat from Javier Reyes. He says, Tony, Kyle's job is to get these players ready. If he can carry a sorry Jimmy Garoppolo to a Super Bowl, then this loss will be on Kyle, and I love Kyle. The pressure is definitely on Kyle, is what he's saying.
So wait a second. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is where it gets absolutely asinine fucking stupid.
Tony's rolling up the sleeves. Here we go.
No,
come on.
This is where it gets stupid. Now, let me ask you one question. First of all, thank you for the contribution. This is not directed against you specifically, but comments like this light a fire under my ass, and I don't like it. Because last time I checked in that Super Bowl, it was Jimmy Garoppolo who made the throw, not Kyle Shanahan. So stop.
Or who missed the throw. Yeah, I'm with you.
Who threw it? Who threw the ball physically? Kyle Shanahan could dial everything up and everything is perfect. Every play, when he calls it in his head, it's dialed up to perfection. It's up to the players to go out and execute it. And when you're talking about a pass that involves a throw, that's the most pressure on the quarterback position to execute that throw on a timely manner, a location manner, an accuracy manner, whether it's an anticipatory throw or it's a put it in between the numbers throw. That comes to the quarterback, not the coach.
I got a question for you, Tony. I'm gonna let Tony pay his toll really quick, and then I'm gonna get him with what he just said right now in response to Javi. Watch this. Oh, I'm about to make Tony eat his words. I'm gonna get you.
You're not gonna get me.
You just said that Kyle can dial up the perfect play every single time, and if the quarterback doesn't make the right throw, the pressure was on the quarterback. He couldn't handle it. It's the quarterback's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Which quarterback do you expect to have more passing attempts in this game?
Love.
which means, based off of your definition of what you just said.
Actually, no. Hold
No,
on. Hold on.
oh
Pump the
no,
brakes.
no,
I take that back. No. I take that back.
Back now. I got
Thanks,
you.
buddy. You too.
I got you.
No, you didn't get me. You didn't get me. You did not get me. I forgot that they had. No, you didn't get me. No, you didn't get. I promise you didn't get me, because I forgot that Aaron Jones was playing. They have Aaron Jones on this team. I honestly expect it's going to be the same type of game plan. I think the offense that could stay the balance the most through this game is going to be the one that wins this game. It's the offense that becomes one-dimensional is the team that's going to lose this game. And when I say one-dimensional, obviously I mean that as a passing team. When they're forced to throw the ball.
Tony, when it's all said and done, who do you expect to have more passing attempts in this game?
Well, it all depends on how the defense comes down. How the Niners, because both these teams don't play the run well. And I'm not 100% sold on.
Whoa.
Here we go.
The Niners don't play the run well when Eric Armstead's not in there. Armstead is back and healthy and ready to go.
That's fine. Whoa. Now to you don't know what kind of shape he's in. You don't know where that foot is in. You don't know if he takes a step on that field after one rep and it pops on him. You don't know nothing. I'm crazy as hell. Have you ever had plantar fasciitis? It can act up in a second.
Listen to me. And I'm going to tell you this with all the confidence in the world.
I hope you're right, because if they lose him,
yeah. Eric Armstead's going to play 42 to 48 snaps tomorrow. He's not going to play all the defensive snaps. He does not need to play all the defensive snaps, but Eric Armstead is ready. They're going to get him out there. They're going to work him out. He's going to take on those double teams. He's going to be a beast in the run defense, and he's going to get his ass off the field. That's what he's going to do. He's going to be a monster. If I was ever going to bet on the availability and how ready they are, Eric Armstead is the guy I'm laying the money on. He's ready, bro.
I hope you're right.
I'm not. If
they are going to bank on Javon Kinlaw, they're in trouble.
I'm more scared for Kinlaw. Oh man, I didn't mean to say that, because I like the year that Kinlaw's having. He could definitely be better, but I like the year that Kinlaw's having. If there's a guy that I'm worried about, Tony, who's going to be on the field, if I'm going to be honest with you, it's more Greenlaw than it is Armstead. Greenlaw scares the shit out of me in this game. I think if I'm the Packers, I target him. Wherever he's lined up, I'm sending somebody his way with a double move. And I'm making Greenlaw stretch that Achilles. Now, I understand it's not a real Achilles, right? It's like it's something else that's connected to the Achilles. I get that, but he's the guy I'm targeting, not Eric Armstead. Eric Armstead gets to dictate the way his body moves out there. Greenlaw is in a 100% reactionary position on the defensive side of the ball. It's Greenlaw that I'm worried about.
I'm more worried about Armstead versus the run. That's just the way I stand, because this team could run the ball. Aaron Jones is on fire. He's having a great season when he came back before he got hurt. He is a good running back. He's got fresh legs. And I'm just telling you, I mean, I'm going to reiterate this. I think the Niners win, but I don't think it's going to be easy. I think this team's going to come out here and try to make a statement. And there's a lot of factors in this game that I'm a little bit worried about.
How much more time we got you for, Tony?
I got maybe like 10 minutes, not even.
All right, let me ask you a question.
10 minutes, I'll do 10 minutes.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Whenever you got to go, I just need a little countdown. You and I both have been watching Twitter. We've been, looking at some stuff. And there's this whole, Love is better than Purdy. Everyone's dropping their top quarterbacks remaining. We heard the Amy Trask shit. There's 7 good quarterbacks, and then there's Brock Purdy at the bottom of the pile.
She knows what she talks about. She knows what she's talking about.
It's the same bitch that went out there and got. Oh, I didn't mean to say the B word. I apologize. That's the same person who went out there and was in support of Jamarcus Russell. Like we don't even need to talk about her quarterback evaluations. But I digress. Dan Orlovsky went out and put out his top 5 quarterbacks remaining in the postseason. I don't know if you saw this list or not, but it was Lamar Jackson, it was Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, it was Baker Mayfield, and then Jordan Love. Wasn't CJ Stroud, wasn't Brock Purdy. This has been happening over and over and over. And so my question to you is this: because the media has it in favor of Jordan Love over Brock Purdy, I want to know, have you gone back and watched any of the Jordan Love highlights? Just give me a quick yes or no.
Yeah, I watched the highlights and I was watching the game,
Okay.
and I could
Okay.
tell you something. And
Wait. No. Give it to me in a second. How many? If let's just pretend you watched 100 throws from Jordan Love. How many of those 100 passes came where his feet were set and he stepped into the throw?
That's what I was just going to say to you. He picked up a lot of bad tendencies from Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my God, y'all fucked up when me and Tony are in the same page. Tony aligned.
Aaron Rodgers could get away with that. I don't think this kid is at the point where he can get away with that. The whole thing that he did, with the football over the running back's head. His footwork is atrocious. And I was going to say something to you before you said, hold on, let me just say, give it to me in a minute. I think as far as mechanics, as far as footwork, as far as I got to be honest with you, with anticipatory throws, I think Brock Purdy's better than Jared Love. Jordan Love.
1,000 times.
I think
1,000 times.
I think Jordan Love has a phenomenal arm. I'm not going to deny that. I think Jordan Love has the arm to make all the throws, but you're not going to sit here and try to sell me on saying that. I don't even think he has the processing in between his ears as Brock Purdy does.
Oh shit! See, I can't. I don't know that he doesn't have the ability to process the game. I haven't seen the game.
No, he could.
Too fast.
He could process. I don't think he's at the level of Brock Purdy. I don't think he bounces off of his reads as fast as Brock Purdy. I don't think he goes through his progression as fast as Brock Purdy.
Yeah. I heard Tony break up a little bit there. He might be changing cell towers as he's in his travel. So, I'm going to talk a little bit more here. This is a very interesting. Tony, we haven't talked much about the defense for the 49ers. I know we mentioned Armstead, we mentioned Ken Law, and we even mentioned Greenlaw. But talk to me about this 49er secondary. They're going to talk about Jordan Love, which means they're going to talk about the passing game. What are your expectations? Forget pressure. What are your expectations for this 49er secondary? Because I think I'm holding these guys to a different standard than what most people are. I'll be honest with you.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you loud and clear right now.
All right. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little nervous with the secondary.
Ooh,
I think there's going to be a lot of eye candy in this game. I think they're going to get a taste of what the 49ers do with different variations. Because I think LaFleur is going to have to dig down deep into stuff that's not on film to beat this team.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have to get super creative. I think he's going to have to go against things that he normally does. And it's not knocking the secondary. I'm saying he's doing that because the secondary is playing at a good level. But what I'm saying is, if it's not on tape and that's something that they're not going to see, it could catch them.
Great comment by J-Tan there. He throws off that back foot a whole lot. Yeah. So I have all the confidence in the world in this 49er secondary. I don't care if it's Womack, Thomas, Lenore, Ward. I don't care who it is back there. Bring back Ji'Ayir Brown, right? I'm not worried about them. But here's what I am worried about, Tony. I think the Niners are going to have some opportunities for picks. And I'm going to give you two scenarios. I'll wait for Tony to finish what he's doing over there.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Just pull my window.
I'm going to give you two scenarios here, and you tell me which one you prefer, okay? Jordan Love on, let's do 32 pass attempts, okay? Of those 32 pass attempts, the Niners get 2 interceptions, but they give up 4 explosive plays, like long plays. Or they get 0 interceptions. However, they also have 0 explosive plays. Which one would you prefer? So it's 2 explosive plays, but you give up. Let's make it 3 explosive plays. So 2 interceptions, but 3 explosive plays, or 0 interceptions, but also 0 explosive plays. Which one would you take?
Well, is the explosive plays leading to touchdowns?
Well, we don't know, but they're for more than 20 yards. That part we do know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, you don't want to give up explosives.
Because
but if you can't,
I'll tell you why I'm saying that. Jordan Love throws off balance. He throws untimely. And I do think that there's going to be opportunities there. But here's what my fear is. If the Niners players go for the ball with 2 hands, not just one, which means they're trying to intercept it, not bat it down, I think that if they miss it, it could potentially be a big play.
Yes, it all depends on the coverage that's called behind them. What are the
Right.
safeties doing? Are they in single high? They're not going for a pick. They're batting the ball down.
I think there's a lot of man in this game with two safeties back. I think this is going to be a game where there's a lot of man and cover 2 going on. That's what I really think, right? But if we go for the ball with 2 hands and we miss, they snatch the ball from over the heads of our DBs, of our corners, and now it's a big play. Yeah. Versus if we just lock them up, we play to bat it down, one hand around their waist, the other hand smacking the ball down. We don't get any interceptions, but we guarantee that we smack all this shit down and they don't get any explosive plays. Which one would you prefer? Turnovers are game changers. It's hard to walk away from 2 turnovers, but that's why I'm asking you this question.
But if you're getting the turnovers, right, and you're not converting and putting points on the board for those turnovers, but those explosives are leading to touchdowns for them, that's a major issue.
Oh, it's a huge issue. Yeah, you can give me all the turnovers in the world, but if you're punting after every one of them, then it's no good to you.
So that's where it's kind of like, I don't know which way to go.
But it's also the 49ers, and if you give us extra opportunities, the Niners, the 49ers score on, what was it? I think like 62% of their offensive possessions. So we're going to score. Mm-hmm. You give us 3 possessions, the Niners are going to score on at least one of them. Like that's just what we're going to do. So 2 interceptions, we'll probably score on one of them. Like that's just the way it is. What do you have a preference, and how would it go for you?
What, as far as the scores, or which one do you want to go as far as?
I'm hyper focusing on the secondary right now.
I mean, I would love the turnovers, but you need to put points off the board. You need to put points on the board. An interception to go 3 and out, that's a waste. So what do we like? You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, all right.
Hold on 1 second. What's that? Yeah, I'm good.
Listen, guys, we're about the end of our journey here. Tony's got to go to work, man. Tony, I miss doing these shows with you, man. This was a lot of fun. I want to thank you for taking some time out of your day during your commute to jump on here with us. You are A+. Your 49ers knowledge and insight, absolutely incredible. Second to none. And we will do these shows whenever you feel like it. Going forward, especially in the postseason, all you got to do is say, Mike, I got 40 minutes. I'm ready. I will create a lot. If I'm in the car, I don't care. If you're in the car, we will get these things going. So you let me know when you want to do them. We are back on here again. Listen, I know you're a little nervous. You respect the Packers a little bit more than probably anybody else out there in the 49ers community. Give me your final score predictions for this game. And I know you don't like doing score predictions.
I'm not doing a score. Last time I did a score prediction, they lost. So I'm not doing it.
Oh, shit. Okay. Don't do a score prediction, but tell me how you think this game plays out. How's that?
I think the Niners could win, but I think they have to play their game and stick to it. I think they have to play discipline in the secondary because I think there's going to be a lot of eye candy going on. You're going to see the motions with Reed. You're going to see the movement. You're going to see a lot of 2 tight end sets. And you see, like, this guy's trying to create his own monster, right? Like, Kyle loves running out of 21 personnel, which is 2 backs, 1 tight end. This guy loves running out of 12 personnel, which is 1 back and 2 tight ends. But clearly, the tougher personnel grouping to defend would be the 21 personnel because you have more athletes than you do. Well, for the 49ers side, at least, you have more athletes than you do in a 12 personnel situation with Green Bay. If they trot their 2 tight ends with 2 receivers and 1 back, you can't really spread out wide and be a threat in the passing game to really take the top off and do shit like that. Where Kyle could spread you out 5 wide using 21 personnel, and you're talking about mismatch all over the field. So I know there could be creativity with putting your tight ends on the outside, manning them up on corners, and putting your inside guys, your receivers matched up on safeties and linebackers. But I just feel like, it goes back to the student and the teacher reference. The teacher's never going to teach the student everything he knows because the teacher never wants to lose to the student. So with that being said, I think the Niners win. I'm hoping they win, but I do think it's going to be keyed off of the defensive line, getting pressure on this kid and making him uncomfortable. Because I don't give a shit what anyone says. If this kid's standing back there for 3 or more seconds, he can pick this team apart.
Fuck out of here. Lunch food, bro. Lunch food.
If he gets 3 or more seconds back there just to sit and he's patting that ball, it's not a good recipe.
And see, this is where I disagree with Tony. I think the more time that the 49ers secondary has to adjust to a route, the better we get. You might get us on the first 2 seconds. You might hit us with a double move. We stumble a little bit. Those guys' recovery time, I like it. I like what Deommodore Lenoir is bringing to the table. I like what Javarius Ward is bringing to the table. I like what Mooney Ward is bringing to the table. I like what Womack is bringing to the table. I'm not scared. The only guy out there that I would be worried about would be Oliver.
And the other thing that scares me is I saw it right away when they played Dallas. You have these guys going his base drops are anywhere between 5 to 7, but those 5 to 7 are turning into 7 to 9 and 11 step drops. Now, when you do a 9 and 11 step drop, which you would originally start as a 5 to 7, but you would just shift back 2 more yards because you're waiting and you're creating more distance between the rush and yourself. That's another recipe for disaster because you saw it in the Super Bowl when Mahomes literally dropped back 14 yards and heaved that pass to Tyreek Hill.
Pick City.
I can't say that.
If we have this secondary against those Chiefs, we win that game. Steve Wilks plus this secondary is way better than what we've had in the last 7 years with the 49ers secondaries. I trust this secondary that much more. This secondary is better than the 49ers defensive line. No one wants to talk about it. I've been on this road all season long. This secondary is significantly better than the 49ers defensive line.
Wait, not with a healthy Armstead.
Yes, the hell they are. This secondary is better. Bro, I don't know how you can't see it. I don't know how you can't see it.
Because if you think about it, the pressure helps the secondary. And you could say the same where the secondary could help the pressure. What do you mean, no? They tie hand in hand with each other. When the rush masters the coverage, the defense is unbeatable.
80% of the sacks, in my opinion, are coming from pressure. The quarterbacks have nowhere to go with the ball. Bosa's just running around out there. Oh, let me try a spin move. Let me try a stiff arm. Let me try this. Let me try that. Those guys up front are not getting home all year long for the 49ers. My opinion. Let me not speak for anybody else out there. We are getting more pressure sacks this year than we've ever gotten. And we don't have a lot of sacks. The Niners run four lineman sets more than anybody in the league other than one team. We're number 2 in the entire NFL. However, when we're out of that formation, we are 12th in the NFL with pressure applied. This isn't my opinion. This is facts. This is stats tracked by Next Gen Stats. It's not my opinion.
Well, I gotta be honest with you. That PFF, the Next Gen shit, could kiss my ass because I don't care what they say. I go by what the hell is that? I go by what I see on the film. And if the defensive line's applying pressure, They're getting a pressure just because they don't.
But they're not getting pressure without the secondary.
But how do you know? You're not there. How do you know? Like, you don't know that.
I'm not there. Tony, I watched the film. They snapped the ball, and the defensive line ain't doing shit until the quarterbacks have to. They do their drop back, and they stand flat-footed, and they look around. If it was the defensive line, when they're doing their drop back, it would be some adjustments from the quarterbacks. If they go flat-footed, from the moment they go flat-footed, boom. Anything positive that happens, I accredit to the secondary.
All right, let me run.
All right, bro. Good show, man. I appreciate you. Be safe out there. Make sure you get home safely. Drive slow. You got a good day tomorrow. Wings. This time tomorrow, we'll be celebrating taking victory shots. All right.
All right. I might have to work tomorrow, so I don't know if I'm going to get the wings.
Oh no, I'm gonna call you out of work. Fuck all that shit. They got to deal with that. All right, bro. You be safe. Okay.
Later.
All right, guys. That's it for me and Tony, man. We hope you guys appreciate it and enjoyed the show. This was a lot of fun. And we're going to get up out of here, man. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know the drill. This is nothing but Niners in our purest form. I'm going to wake up the whole house, man. They get the living room back to themselves, man. It's all good. It's all good. All right. What's my sign out for nothing but Niners? Come on. Come on over here. Not for no harm, no foul. Don't do that one. What is it? Come on. Come over here. Now you want to stand way over there? You don't want to do it?
No.
Huh? You don't remember? You're not going to say anything? I got my daughter here. She's supposed to do my sign out right now. She's been waiting this whole time, and now you don't have it. What's the sign out? I got you. I'll give you a hint. You ready? Prepare for glory. You remember now? Come on. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Go.
Prepare for glory.
Nope. Nice and loud. Come on. They can't hear you. Go.
Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
And remain faithful.
We out of here, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
This is Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. Hey, see, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure. If you looking to find us, them nothing but Niners. We nothing but Niners. We nothing but Niners. We nothing but Niners. We the nothing but Niners.